The Kansas City Chiefs are facing a major setback this season, and it's affecting none other than Patrick Mahomes. Today, we're breaking down some rough updates from Andy Reid regarding Rashi Rice's surgery and the growing injury list. The Chiefs have a big problem this season, one that's starting to impact Mahomes' performance. Today, we're diving into some rough updates Andy Reid shared about Rashi Rice's surgery, a new addition to the injury list, and more. First off, here's the latest on Rashi Rice, and it's not looking good. You might be thinking, how could it get any worse? Rice is already out for the season, and he's facing a possible suspension, depending on how his legal issues unfold. Well, things just took another turn. Turns out, Rice's knee surgery was more serious than we first thought. It's looking like his LCL repair was just part of the story. According to Reid, they had to do additional work on the outer side of his knee, also known as the PLC. For those who don't know, the LCL is one of the four major knee ligaments, and the PLC is a whole structure that stabilizes the outer knee. Dr. Jesse Morris, a sports injury expert, hoped it was just the LCL and a hamstring repair, as reported last week. But now it looks like Rice needed a full PLC reconstruction, which is complicated and concerning. According to Dr. Morris, Rice might not be back on the field until mid to late 2025, and there's even a 15 to 20% chance he may never play the same again. It's heartbreaking because Rice looks so promising. The whole injury situation has been strange too. It was a freak accident with Mahomes colliding into him, and now we find out the injury is worse than we thought. Reid even compared his recovery time to an ACL repair, meaning it could take up to 9 to 12 months to heal fully. So, while this won't change the team's current season since Rice is already out, it does make you wonder about his future in the NFL. With Rashi Rice out, the big question is, will the Chiefs look to ADD a new receiver before the trade deadline on November 5th? I'd say yes. There are a few options on the table, both free agents and trade prospects. Some are pricey, while others are on their rookie contracts. If you're curious, I've covered a few of these possibilities in another video, so feel free to check that out. During Andy Reid's press conference, reporters were eager for answers. The Chiefs have now lost both of their top receivers, Rashi Rice and Hollywood Brown, for the season. There's a slim chance Hollywood could be back by the playoffs, but it's up in the air. With these key players out, we're likely to see more of Xavier Worthy and Juju Smith-Schuster stepping up, along with tight end Travis Kelce, of course. Beyond that, the lineup gets a little thin. Mecole Hardman was used in some creative roles last week, which worked well, but we need a receiver who can consistently beat man coverage. Rice was supposed to be that guy, and Hollywood Brown too. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see them in action together. Yes, Juju had a solid game recently, but that was mostly against zone coverage. That's why fans are hoping the Chiefs bring in someone who can beat man coverage. Sky Moore and Justin Watson have niche roles, but they're not exactly the answer to this problem. When asked about potential trades, Reid said that while familiarity with the system is a plus, it's not a must. Juju and Mecole Hardman were able to jump right back in because they knew the playbook. Reid mentioned that while it might take longer for a new player to learn the system, they could still help. He reminded everyone that the Chiefs brought in Kadarius Toney a couple of seasons ago under similar circumstances. However, Reid didn't want to raise expectations too high, saying he wasn't implying that they need to make a move. He just wanted to answer the question. That said, you can bet Brett Veach is making calls and exploring options. Maybe he'll get someone like Amari Cooper. We'll see. One player really stepping up this season is rookie wideout Xavier Worthy. He's been doing a great job and showing he can handle a lot of different roles on the field. The team loves his flexibility. He's able to move around and adapt to different positions, and he's a fast learner, which is definitely helping him grow. The best part? He hasn't even reached his full potential yet. The coaches are excited to see how much better he'll get as the season goes on. If you think about it, Rashi Rice didn't get a ton of playing time in his rookie year until halfway through the season, so I'm betting we'll see a lot more of Worthy in the second half, especially with all the injuries the team's dealing with. Now, he and Mahomes haven't quite synced up perfectly yet. They missed on a few throws last week, but I'm confident that'll improve as they get more reps together. But what do you guys think? Should the Chiefs bring in another receiver before the trade deadline? Who would be a good fit that won't break the bank with the Chiefs' cap space hovering around $4 million? Drop your thoughts below. Coach Reid pointed out some areas where the Chiefs need to step it up, especially when it comes to red zone performance. During the BYE week, they took a deep dive into the first 5 games, evaluating everything across the board: offense, defense, and special teams. And while there's room for improvement all around, Reid highlighted the need for the offense to finish drives more effectively. Penalties and drop passes in the red zone have been a big issue. They're working on putting players in better spots to make plays, but it's those pesky penalties and miscues that are the real killers inside the 20. Right now, the Chiefs are ranked 29th in red zone touchdown percentage, with only the Cowboys below them after their rough game against the Lions. The Chiefs' offensive line has been a weak spot, with penalties and inconsistent play causing problems for Mahomes. Coach Reid addressed the left tackle situation, noting that Juan Morris, despite a minor knee injury, will likely stay in the rotation alongside Kingsley Suamataia. Over on the right side, though, Jawaan Taylor has been particularly problematic. He led the league in penalties last season, and this year, he's not far behind, sitting 4th among tackles for penalties and struggling in both pass blocking and run blocking. Taylor's struggles are amplified given his hefty contract, and while Morris has similar issues, he has played fewer snaps. It's not just the tackles either. Guard Trey Smith has allowed 10 pressures, the most on the team, which impacts Mahomes' comfort in the pocket. The line's performance often forces Mahomes to scramble, disrupting play design and hampering the offense. Despite this, the Chiefs are ranked 19th in pass blocking, but 7th in run blocking, which has led them to lean on their run game more than in past seasons. Mahomes is still performing well, though. He ranks high in completion percentage and remains elusive with relatively few sacks. However, improving the tackle play could boost Mahomes' confidence and the offense's overall effectiveness. Increased respect for the run game could also help alleviate some of the pressure on the O-line. Clyde Edwards-Helaire might be close to rejoining the Chiefs' lineup. His 21-day window to return from the non-football injury, NFI list, which opened on October 3rd, means the Chiefs need to decide by next week whether to activate him or place him on the NFI or injured reserve, IR, for the rest of the season. Coach Reid mentioned that Edwards-Helaire would be back in tomorrow for an evaluation before they make a public decision, so there's a decent chance he could play soon. If Edwards-Helaire returns, it could shake up the running back rotation. While Carson Steele has had some issues with ball security, Kareem Hunt has been handling most of the workload, particularly shining with 27 carries last game and forcing 10 missed tackles over the past 2 games. Additionally, Samaj Perine has been filling the third down back role. With Edwards-Helaire back in the mix, it raises questions about how the Chiefs will distribute carries moving forward, especially given Hunt's recent solid performances. Coach Reid indicated they'll evaluate the game flow to determine Hunt's workload against the Niners. In addition to Rashi Rice's unfortunate injury, the Chiefs have another player dealing with health concerns. Mike Dana, who was previously on the injury report due to a calf issue in Week 3, has returned with a new injury. Coach Andy Reid stated that Dana injured his pectoral muscle during the Week 5 game against the Saints, but he managed to finish the game and play his usual snap count. Currently, Dana is the only player reported on the injury front, as the first official injury report won't be available until Wednesday. The Chiefs are coming off a Week 6 bye and will be facing the San Francisco 49 ERS in a 3:25 p.m. matchup, which Tom Brady will be calling. Interestingly, the 49 ERs are also dealing with injuries, as Christian McCaffrey is unlikely to return for the game. Despite these setbacks, the Chiefs are currently 1.5-point underdogs. A game preview will be provided later in the week. Thanks for tuning in. What do you think about Rashi Rice's injury and the Chiefs' chances moving forward? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates.